Well, it's official. The Utah Mammoths are here to stay. You're watching Sports Ham. I'm Cameron.
I'm Taylor.
And after an apparent leak from the Utah Hockey Club accidentally posting their new name on both their YouTube channel and in the URL at Utah Mammoths, and then taking it down as soon as people got screenshots of it, it's official. They have changed their name to the Utah Mammoth. We have the emblem right here, as you can see. Over here.
It'll be there, I promise.
It'll be there? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it in post. We'll do it in post.
We'll do it in post. Everything's in post, buddy.
Yeah, so as some people may know, the Utah Mammoth was one of the 3 finalists fans voted to help choose. The names were the Utah Mammoth, Utah Hockey Club, and the Utah Outlaws, I believe was the other one, but it's official now. We have the Utah Mammoths in the NHL. What do you think?
So Utah, the Outlaws was originally, I think they were going to do like the Wasatch or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm butchering it.
I'm glad you said it. I couldn't pronounce it. I read it several times. I had no idea how to pronounce it.
Yeah, good thing they changed it over to Outlaws, I suppose. But they actually paid homage to that in the logo itself, because that is actually a mountain range in Utah.
Yeah.
And in this mammoth logo, they still kept the kind of head of the mammoth as mountains, so they found a way to, kind of honor that.
How about that?
I actually like this logo a lot. I do feel like it's a little like minor league, but I do enjoy it, and I think they were intentional in releasing that URL, but I feel like I don't understand why they deactivated the account.
Mm-hmm.
That to me was a little bit of a weird moment. I guess technically when you do a URL on YouTube, you can't change it immediately back. So maybe they thought they were going to do a little bit of a leak gimmick, and then they could change it, and then they realized they couldn't and had to fire an intern. I don't know. But yeah, I really do actually think that this is a good fit for Utah. I know a lot of people argued over the Yeti, and they felt that would be a better one, but I don't know. I always like when you kind of pay a certain respect to a place, and while Yeti is fun, that feels minor league to me as well. I'm not sure why. It just feels like a gimmick in a way, like how I'm from Savannah, Georgia, originally, and they have like the Ghost Pirates now, and everything there is like haunted town. So they find a way to pay homage, but it still has that kind of like silliness to it.
Yeah, I do think we see that in professional sports. A lot of front offices will leak something just to get the reaction from the fan base, sports media. I'd be hard pressed to think that's what happened here. At first, I was under that assumption, because this is just too big of a flub. Like you said, some intern must have gotten shit canned from this, because that's just a weird, large mistake to put on something as large as your YouTube channel. But yeah, I think I was a Utah Hockey Club guy. I thought that would be a great idea. I was a big fan. I was a big fan of the Washington Football Club. I thought that was Washington Football Team, whatever they named it. I just thought that was original in a very unoriginal way. And I was kind of a fan of sort of the plain old school look. Maybe it's more of like a European soccer kind of way of just calling it. We're just based out of this state, and this is our hockey club. I don't. There's something kind of old timey, but yeah, very old school European of them to do. Utah Mammoth, though, kind of agree that it sort of looks a little say OHL, ECHL kind of minor leagues here, but I don't hate it. I do like the mountain range homage in there. I think that's one. Utah Yetis also would have been. It just rolls off the tongue. Utah Yetis, Utah Utes. Is it one of the college team names? I like I don't know if it's not necessarily iteration, but I dig it. Throw up some of the jerseys. Can you put the?
Yeah, we can throw jerseys.
These great ones. These ones in post. We're gonna do it in post.
Well, yeah, we'll do it in post. But also, but to your point, their aways are just like Utah hockey, basically. Yeah, so they do kind of keep that going. Pretty cool colors. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a classic kind of like black, white, and blue.
Yeah,
I'm sure the Kraken are going to have something to say about that. But yeah, I feel like it was a good move to actually name the club. Personally, I think yes, you could be Utah Hockey Club, and I feel you with where you're coming from that. But there is a sense of identity that they really needed. Um, coming out of being the Coyotes and making that shift and trying to figure out who you are in the league, giving it a name, I think really does help with that. And yeah, I can't believe they spent a whole year asking people their opinion and leaked it by accident and then like ruined all the YouTube content that they had already put out, all the interviews, anything and everything they had all made, like down the drain because of an apparent leak. I think at that point they should have just announced it. I don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a huge fumble. I mean, we're a small YouTube channel. We're a small YouTube channel, and
We are small.
I couldn't imagine erasing everything we have now just because of somebody actually doing that. I would definitely just, that's, oops.
Like,
this is
surprise!
a fun little accident. Yeah, fun little accident. Or you could have been like, we totally meant to do that. You could have kind of played it off.
Like the secret's out. They
That's
could have
right.
done that. Like there's so many ways they could have played with it, but I think they also dodged a bullet. There's a lot of community naming gimmicks that have happened in the past that went to absolute shit. So the fact that they got the Mammoth, that's pretty good.
Not bad.
I don't know if you're aware, but back in like 2016, there was this Name Our Ship thing that went around the internet. Apparently, there is these research vessels that were being created. I think they were United Kingdom, and they did a whole like Name Our Boat type vibe, and it ended up becoming Boaty McBoatface. Was the name of this research?
Yeah,
yeah, it's a fan boat. Yeah. And the research vessel, I think it's still in operation, is Boaty McBoatface. So we could have had the NHL Utah face. I don't know, something. It could have got bad. It could have gone very bad. Imagine telling the fans like, "Hey, yeah, you picked really bad names. Fuck you."
Yeah, the Utah McHockey faces are the new team name.
Utah Puck Fucks. I don't know.
Puck Fucks. Like that's a channel deep online on 4chan, where I think.
Oh no, that's probably like a NHL 2025 Chell League.
Definitely, but it's got to be a beer league team. What do you think is a good beer league team name? Puck. What'd you say? Puck fuckers? What did you say?
Yeah, I said it was Puck Fucks.
Puck Fucks.
No.
Yeah, Puck Fucks.
My NHL bracket was Biscuit Blasters. I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah. Top cheese. Be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. I want to see the other names Boatface ran against. I thought that'd be.
Well, it was like a landslide victory.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
It's like 33% of the vote was Boaty McBoatface.
Yes, I'm seeing the Research Council for the vessel received 7,000 entries during the month-long competition, including the RRS Onion Night, the RRS I Like Big Boats and I Cannot Lie, and RRS Captain Birdseye Get Off My Cod. Those were also other serious contenders in this. So it looks like that was in by a huge margin. So let's just wrap up the top three for this boat naming competition that happened. I think it's in 2012. So the RRS Henry Worsley got 15,231 votes. That sounds like a real person. That must be a nice honor to give whoever Mr. Worsley was. Got 15,000 votes. Second place was RRS Poppy Mai, which received 34,000 votes.
Okay.
Boaty McBoatface got 124,000 votes, won in a landslide, nearly 100,000 more votes than anything else.
The internet doesn't fail.
Yeah, like you're saying, this could have went sideways quick. Trying to think of another famous. I don't know if it's famous one. Would be a famous one would be the Toronto Raptors when they got their team. Biggest movie in the box office, at least for kids who were kind of behind.
Really,
a lot
I didn't
of
know
these
this.
votes. And the Raptors with obviously the Toronto came up with, but the biggest movie in theaters was Jurassic Park. So they
There you
rode,
go.
the popularity of dinosaurs around that time. So yeah, kind of a, not that it's a bad one. Interesting.
Yeah, I just pulled up I didn't realize the Raptors was a vote. That's actually a good name. It's like, damn, good for them. I think another fun thing to come out of the Utah Mammoth drama, so to speak, would also be Colorado Mammoth. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, this is quite an interesting situation. There's a lot of like people that get into, online petty bickering contests, and I think the Colorado Mammoths really stepped up here.
You think they stepped up?
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
I think this is what the internet's made for. It's being petty, it's being passive aggressive. So after the announcement from the Utah Mammoths officially naming and coming out years ago, Colorado Mammoth responds to Utah's name choice with subtle message. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Colorado Mammoths because you don't watch National League lacrosse, but they are a team obviously out of Denver.
Well, no one watches that.
I want to give it a shot. I just actually interesting. You bring this up. Did you know Canada's pastime, similar to how America has baseball, is their great pastime? Canada's pastime is not hockey; it's lacrosse. Little fun fact for you there.
I'm sorry, what?
That's true. I guess similar to how I guess American football is our most popular sport. Their most popular sport isn't considered their pastime; it's lacrosse. So the Colorado Mammoth responded to the new name of the Utah Hockey Club after they announced their permanent name change to the Utah Mammoth. Little background here: the Utah Mammoth's rallying cry the Utah Mammoth rallying cry is going to be "Tusks Up." However, the Mammoth name has been used by the Colorado Mammoth, a championship-winning National League lacrosse team that has been around since 2003. And they also use the slogan, they use the slogan "Tusk Up." So, no plural format. I guess the Colorado Mammoths just have one tusk they're talking about at any given time, with Utah Mammoth's rallying cry, as they announced last week, "Tusks Up." The Colorado Mammoth posted a simple message in response to the theft of their name and the slogan by saying "Mammoth since 2003." So you can see the Colorado Mammoth logo next to the Utah Mammoth. I don't know if you have them in front of you. What do you think?
Well, yeah, so I think I like the Utah Mammoth logo better. I think the Colorado one's really cool, but dude, I can't get into lacrosse. I don't understand it. I always think it's like funny when they do the whole shaking shit with the fucking like stick. I can't take it seriously. It's no disrespect to them. It probably sounds disrespectful, but I don't know. I just can't take it seriously. So when you put something as epic as that M with like the tusk and everything, and I just like it's too cool for lacrosse.
You try. I don't know if you want to come after the lax bro culture, or you want to get on that side of the internet. Lax
I'll
bros
take
are
a
serious.
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I've seen American Pie. I think we threw that in the last time we talked shit about lacrosse.
That's right. How many times have we done this?
At least once before, minimum. Link to that right here. I like Utah's just because it's crisp and it has like it's fun. I like that they didn't try to do some weird gimmicky U or something. Like I enjoy that it is a mammoth head and it has this kind of like intensity to it. I do enjoy that. In the same way that I enjoy like the Kraken using a like a S with like the tentacle kind of looking vibe instead of having like an actual Kraken. Yeah, like you find ways to play with your name and turn it into something interesting and cool. They're very different, so I think like as far as logos go, they're branded very differently. So there's not really any kind of contest there. I will say, very bold of Utah to just like take the tusk up and and add an S to it.
Yeah.
That feels like it's stolen. That feels a little too like.
I don't know what else you would say though. like mammoth. What are they known? They're hairy elephants with tusks. Like what else? What other battle cry could you? And it's
Well,
like a Mormon culture. Like I don't know if there's like a can't be like let's fuck shit up. We're Mormon, like we're storming Mormons or something like
well,
that.
you can. It's like,
Why does anybody do
no,
anything? Because you can. Yes.
no, it's less that. I think you're right. Like where the inevitable move would be to go to like a Tusk kind of vibe, but the fact that since 2003 that has been the slogan of the Colorado Mammoth, it just feels straight lifted, right? Like it's almost like they went and found. Not even. This is the problem with community votes. They went to the community, they asked for names and ideas. The mammoth started to stick. It became popular. You go down the inevitable rabbit hole of, well, what is our battle cry, to your point? And then you end up with something that already exists because someone already saw it somewhere and suggested it. Right? Like, I feel like someone who suggested mammoth, or a bunch of people who suggested mammoth, maybe had seen this before and didn't realize they did, and put it in front of Utah. So now it becomes this question of, did Utah do their due diligence in like seeing what other teams have this name and these slogans? Or did they do it on purpose to try to like create the exact moment we're talking about?
I mean, I feel like there's always a rivalry between lacrosse and hockey.
Yeah?
I think so. I mean, I know
Fair
there
enough,
are two
fair
big
enough.
sports in Canada. I couldn't imagine that happening, but I really, in my head, I really want that to be true. I really want like the Utah Hockey Management Club to be like, you know what, you know who we should take down a peg? Third-rate fucking lacrosse team a state over. I have a little bit of breaking news here. The Colorado Mammoth's name was chosen through a process that began with a napkin sketch and evolved into a more formal design. So you might notice this if you're looking at the Colorado Mammoth logo here. Initially, the M, resembling a mammoth's tusk, was sketched. And the design team then altered the tusk formation to incorporate the shape of the letter C for Colorado. Can you see it now?
Oh,
See
because
what I did there?
the other one's curved to look like a C.
Yeah. That kind of makes
that's
sense.
stupid.
No mountain range in it. You should have had a mountain range.
No, it looks like a mountain. When you look at where the tusks meet the M, it has like kind of a
Jesus, look at
sharp,
that.
rocky kind of vibe. Yeah. No, it's a good logo. Like
These two states just have more in common than what they
yeah,
don't.
I mean, like yeah, that mountain range runs through. But I think the C is forced from a design perspective. That's just my opinion. And that's something that Utah got away with, right? Because when you look at the Mammoth logo, the tusk has a hooked kind of U shape already naturally, so you get away with having that in it. And you don't really have to force anything. It just fits. But I will say the U alone with the tusk that they've like shoved through, that's dumb. I don't like that part of the Utah Mammoth logo.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so if you look at the full, there's a link that I'll kick to our viewers too. It'll be down in the bottom if anyone wants to see this kind of stuff. Plus, it'll be up on the side.
Right in the breadbasket.
They have like a Utah only, and the Utah only has the tusk pushed through it, but it's a different tusk than what's on the actual mammoth. So I already feel like there's a disconnect there. Like, why bother? That feels forced to me.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, I like. I would want my sports team to have a little consistency. Weird.
Yeah, I think that's weird. But I will say this. I absolutely love the badge. The Utah badge with the shape, with the stick on it. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I really love that. I thought that was a fun touch.
See, okay, but this gets back to my simpler design of being called the Utah Hockey Club or whatever. I think you could have still used that same incredible simple badge. Taking it from there.
Yeah, you could have. You could have. It would have sucked. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this whole debacle is just fascinating to me. And sometimes when things are too much of a coincidence, you ask yourself if they're on purpose, right? And so that's where I kind of am with all of it. It almost feels like they knew that there wouldn't be any kind of lawsuit repercussions. The logo is completely different. It's a different state. It's a different name. You unless they trademarked that slogan, there's no way that they're going to run into a legality issue there. So from all those standpoints, not only did you have fans really in love with this name, but then you also can stick it to lacrosse. It feels perfect. It's too good. It's like someone knew what they were doing. And then you ask yourself, the team that could do this, that could pull this off, leaked by accident? Really?
We'll have to do more investigating into that.
Yeah, we'll put our top guy on it.
Yeah.